Yeah. I want the nation bowing down to me and make them crown the king. Glorious sound to me, release like Jubilee. The end of poverty, angelic body me. If I leave my throne, you gonna see a different side of me. This prophecy.
Alright, shalom, brother. What's your name?
Charles.
Charles. So, Charles, you made a statement earlier. What was it?
The gentleman asked me, what part of the Bible I don't believe, and where it says slaves obey your master. I don't believe that. I think that was the part where it was tampered with.
Hey, say my brother, while you walking off, come learn your history according to the Bible. So we just going over it. The brother right here said he don't believe the part of the Bible where it said slaves obey your master. So the book and chapter he quoted is Colossians chapter 3 verse 22. Let's read. Let's see what that says. Read.
Colossians chapter 3 verse 22. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh.
It says servants obey your masters. It says, it didn't say slave. It said a servant. A servant, right?
Yeah.
All right, Christ was our master.
So that was
we are to serve Christ.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you obey Christ?
Yeah.
Same thing. Read it again.
Colossians chapter 3 verse 22.
That's it.
Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God.
Do you have a job? You got a boss, right?
Yeah.
Technically, that boss your master. You do what he say do, right? According to the job. He give you sometimes. And then sometimes he gonna say, yeah, your service no longer needed. And you're gonna be without a job. See, we gotta get ourselves out of this look different mindsets we be having. Of, you know what, I don't believe this because this feel like this way. I don't believe that. And then the words be twisted. A lot of times we get these ideologies, these ideas for something we heard down the line from somebody else. Or something we got off Facebook and YouTube. This right here is the scriptures right here. Read, read that.
Colossians chapter 2 verse 8.
Because this what you just said is this right here, this scripture.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
It said beware of philosophies and vain deceit.
Right.
All different kind of philosophies. It's philosophy that said that Adam was married to another woman at first, Lydia or something like that. That's nowhere near the Bible. It's just stuff we heard over time and we repeat. Because a lot of times we don't really agree with the Bible because it says something about us that hurt our feelings.
Right.
Like a lot of our brothers like to smoke weed and cannabis. And instead of just being like, hey man, you know, I like to get high. They try to lie and be like, you know what, I smoke weed because it gives you a deeper sense of thought. Or it's supposed to help some in your body. And it don't. That's just the whole Bible. Now give me Deuteronomy 28. What's your name, brother, right here? Huh? Brother Al. Sis, what's your name? Come a little close. I like to deal with our people. My name do well, right? And we out here in Birmingham on the east side to show the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the children of Israel. We are the real children of God. Right. And we can prove it. It ain't nothing I'm just saying to y'all, right? I'm gonna prove it. How did black people come to America? That's already here. I hear that doctrine a lot, but most of us, how did black people get to America? By the way of what? Slave ships. Don't you know that's predicted in the Bible? That was predicted 1,000 years before that even happened.
Right.
You think I'm lying to you? You think I'm lying to you? Watch this. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Alright, it said, this shall come to pass. If you don't listen to the words of God, black people, let's be honest. Do we listen to anybody? Who do we listen to? I'm gonna tell you, if we did listen, we won't be filling up them prison cells like we is. Little boys won't be going in and out of juvenile. Little girls won't be 12, 13, 14 years old getting pregnant. Huh? The obesity rate won't be so high. The unemployment rate won't be so high. Everybody won't be depending on welfare and food stamps if we really listen. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day.
All right, it said, if you don't listen and do God's commandments, this is what's going to happen. Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Sis, what's your name is right here? Yeah. Sierra. Curses, right? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
A bad thing.
Bad thing, right? Everybody agree? You agree? Hey, I'm saying this for a reason. Because I done heard people say, you know what I'm saying, a curse can be a blessing. I'm like, how so? Please tell me if somebody putting a enchantment or hex on me or something, cursing me and my family, how could that be good? Alright, so it said you're going to have curses on us, right? Moses said he's going to put curses on our people, the Israelites, right? Go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Let's see one of these curses, and let's see do this match black people over here in Birmingham.
Bring it out.
Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Hold on. Question. Y'all know anything about the Israelites? Y'all know anything about what Moses did for the Israelites? What did he do, Sierra?
He, freed them, helped them get freedom.
He helped them get free, right? Against who?
The Pharaoh.
Pharaoh, the Egyptians, right?
Yeah.
So you know what that means? We were slaves in Egypt.
That's right.
Give me Exodus 20 and 2. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Ow, what's another word for bondage? Slavery. That's right. He said, I got you out of the house of bondage. Because we was in Egypt, we were slaves. Y'all know those big old great pyramids in Egypt, those temples of kings and all that? We built that. Brick by brick. As slaves, getting our backs whooped. Just like we had to pick that cotton and that sugar cane. We did the same thing in Egypt. These commandments are like a curse. I mean, these curses like a ring. Right. We keep repeating the same cycle.
Right.
Go back to Deuteronomy 28. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now hold on. Let's do some geography right now, right? If you look over here, this is Africa, right? Now on this side, this is the east side. You see where the Red Sea is right here? This land what you consider Israel. And over here is Africa, where Egypt was. At one point in time, you could walk from Israel to Egypt. That should tell you something. What that should tell you? I want to see who thinking. What that should tell you? If you could walk from Israel to Egypt, what that mean about Israel? What you say?
They were black people.
All right, there was black people. I like that. When you cook with high grease, what you gonna say? Think about Egypt, right? Think about Egypt. That's in Africa, right? Think about Israel. They say that's the Middle East. If you can walk from Israel to Egypt, what's that telling you?
The land was together at one
The land is together. So that means Israel is in where?
In Egypt.
In Africa.
And Egypt is in Africa.
And Egypt is in Africa, right? So that's showing that Israel is in Africa.
Right.
Black people. That's black people. That's us. Read it from the top again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
All right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now that's my point, right? So at one point in time, you could walk from Israel to Egypt. Now, this verse is saying, Moses said, if you don't hearken to the voice of the Lord and do his commandments, I'm going to bring you to Egypt again, but this time with ships. Why y'all think he said that? Why y'all think he said that? Let me know. I'm going to tell you why. Because that Egypt is talking about is a spiritual Egypt. That's why we gave you the scripture on Egypt being synonymous with bondage and slavery, right? So let's read it out from the top again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
I read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Because we ain't go back to Egypt no more. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
That's slave man and slave woman. Read it out.
And no man shall buy you.
No man shall save us. So think about that, right? We went into captivity on slave ships.
Right.
To what land? Think about it. Think about it. We just proved that Israel and Egypt was kind of together, right? You can walk from that land. So you can exit the ships out if they talk about going back to Egypt again. Let's talk about slave ships. Name a point of time in history where black people, Hispanic people, Native Americans went on slave ships. Hey, where y'all sisters going? Come answer the question. Come answer the question real quick. Name a point of time in history where our people went on slave ships. Do y'all know? I know you know, y'all said it already. Let me hear it.
What was the question?
Name a point of time black people went in slavery on slave ships. Come a little closer. Look at this sign. Yeah. When they stole us from the western part of Africa, right? We became slaves. And who got us out of that? Nobody.
Right.
For hundreds of years, who's getting our back? Look at this brother right here. Look how his back whipped up. Look how our kids was being gator bait down here.
Right.
The baby was thrown in the water.
Right.
So they can attract alligators.
Right.
This stuff here is serious. And not only the white man did that, the Arabs did too.
Right.
Our people over there in Africa, over there in Libya, over there in India, over there in Iran, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
We went into the trans-Atlantic slave trade and the sub-Saharan slave trade as well.
Right. Bring it
That
up.
what happened to our people. That's Bible prophecy that came to pass. Now at this time, none of this happened. That was in the wilderness. But not only the black, but also the Hispanics. Look at that. They went into slavery too. Matter of fact, they went first.
Right.
Christopher Columbus came over here first and gathered them up and took them what? To Europe. Put them in slavery too. But why we saying this stuff to y'all? What is this to prove? It's to prove that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the Bible.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity.